guys, to all of you, what were your first thoughts when you read the script?
How much?
Okay, fair enough. And after that, one thought?
Yes, I mean, I was excited.
Prime Minister,
like, wow,
he's
yeah.
talking about like how much economic resources are we going to
You're gonna
X, Y, and
invest
Z. Yeah,
He
of
was
course,
really
of
in
course.
his character.
Yes.
I thought it was hilarious. I actually read through it really quickly because it just flew by, and it was really funny. And I really liked the comedy between the two of them and their chemistry on the page, and I could just imagine what it would be like when they were together in the room.
This is an interesting tidbit. This idea of us working together, Idris and I, came from the Suicide Squad, and Peter Safran wrote the first draft of Heads of State.
Really?
He had the writers write it, and the writers were very protective against or about my badassery. In the original concept, both of the Heads of State were former military, former like combat trained, so everybody kicked ass. And I read it and I was like, man, there's absolutely no room to be opposite personality. And I remember our first conversation of like, guys, make it funny. I can be an idiot. I can be punching above my weight class. I can not know what I'm doing. You don't have to make me look cool, because if we're both cool, we win all the time and you root for nobody. And no character has a flaw and nobody has anywhere to go. And they kind of took that and ran with it. And that's where you see stuff like the sheep nipples and me, hanging from the parachute and looking ridiculous. But it was great because they did take that feedback, and instead of writing a script that they wanted to like protect both parties.
Your images, yeah.
Yes, they just wrote a great story where Idris's character has tons of room to grow, my character has tons of room to grow, and we're opposite. So it was really cool to see the idea evolve.
But that's really astute, though.
But that was the first time. When I read the script the first time, I was like, it's no good. The guys are too perfect.
When I first got the script, it was an action thriller, and I was like, okay, interesting. I want to work with these guys. I like the potential of this, but what if we make it an action comedy? And I thought of Midnight Run, which I always loved. I thought of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which I've always loved. And I was like, how about we do that, but by a contemporary, modern look, say like a Mission Impossible feel, cinematography, etc. So it just made immediate sense. And I called the guys back the next day, the producers, Peter Safran and John Ricard, and I was like, guys, what do you think about this? And they were like, great. And then we talked to Amazon, they're like, great. And we talked to the writers, great. And then we just went and did that movie. So it was almost love at first sight, I have to say, yeah.
I like to get out of my comfort zone, but like a character like Noel, I'm really good at doing that when the camera's rolling. Outside of that, I like comfortable, cozy things. I like fluffy slippers. I like, nice things. I don't like breaking stuff. I like walking into doors, not breaking them.
That's a good thing. And you, Idris?
I am very uncomfortable with trying to be funny. Okay, I'm not.
I would have never.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I'm naturally not funny, especially next to this guy. He's so
You're so funny.
hilarious.
What are you talking about? You were
Yes.
fishing.
So what'd
With
you
the
say?
trawler,
What'd
not
you
even
say?
with the fishing
No,
rod.
I fish for the funnies. I do fish for the funnies. It's become a thing. I'm hilarious, by the way.
I know. It's the second time I've interviewed you, and you're always really funny. So
See,
talking about
there you go, repeat customer.
Very funny.
Thank you.
But talking about fun, did you come up with any of the jokes on the spot, or were all of those already written? Especially the nipples one.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to spoil the fun, but a lot of it was on the page. If you're gonna write about sheep nipples, aka teats, aka udders, you're gonna have to put that in script because you gotta make it a thing. So a lot of it was on the page.
But there was a lot of improv too. I remember when
None of
we
that
were
made the movie though.
when we were jumping off of the thing. I could not stop laughing. We were jumping off of the moving train, and you were the last one to jump.
Oh, man.
And Idris and I jumped off. So, we were on a set, so it was not a moving train. It was a blue screen, so we were just lying underneath by John's feet, listening to him improv. And
None
he
of it
said
made it.
that
None
you
of it
made, but I
It was
was
just a chance for
dying.
me to get some stuff off my chest. Yep, but not
Stars
just
and Stripes forever.
trying to set the tension, trying to set the mood.
We were really laughing
really
like, this is hilarious.
Oh, it was so funny.
What would you say you've learned from this film?
I think every day on set you learn something. Doesn't matter what you're doing. It's a cat food commercial or a huge blockbuster. There's something to be learned. I think working with 4 big stars at the same time, It takes a slightly different skill set that I never had to kind of utilize before. Because in the first movie, I had Charlton Copley. The second one, I had Bob Odenkirk. In this one, I have these 4 guys that I need to. I like my stars to watch the movie and love themselves in it. Even if they're playing bad guys, if they're playing good guys, if they're pretty, if they're not pretty, it doesn't matter. But I want them to be proud of the work. And making sure that they're always looking their best, they're looking as cool as they need to be, or as uncool as they need to be. It's a different energy. It requires different energy to focus on 3 people versus on 1 star. And that was a very interesting thing. I was like, why am I getting so tired? I don't usually get tired. Now you understand, because of that. Your mind is like scanning for 3 people, which is a little different.
En el canal de YouTube del Tiempo encontrarán noticias de Colombia y el mundo. También series originales, documentales y reportes de nuestros corresponsales. Suscríbase y active la campanita.